Are we on? Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I'm your host, Glenn Poole Harding. And today, we had a special time. Midday, 1 o'clock. It's 1:04 right now, but it's all good. New time, special guest. Y'all gonna hear about it in a few. This basketball head is a Cardinal High School great. He averaged 16.8 points a game, which is 17 points in my book, and 11 rebounds as a senior. He was a great shot blocker and one of the best defensive stoppers in the game. This basketball head was on the New York Post First Team All-City in the Catholic School League, First Team All Daily News, First Team All Archdiocese, and he played for the legendary Tom Murray. He also was a Street and Smith and Eastern Basketball Magazine High Honorable Mention All-American. And in 1985, he was New York City Scholar Athlete of the Year. You know, we all about the books, baby. Books before the ball. Books, ball. That's how it goes. That's how you become a real student athlete. This basketball head received a Division I scholarship to attend St. Bonaventure University, along with New York City great Elmer Anderson. He was honored by his team as Defensive Player of the Year all 4 years. So you know he always wanted to smoke. And he's also Most Improved Player as a sophomore. Once his college career was done, he embarked on an overseas journey that would lead to stardom. First in England, averaging 15 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 block shots a game. Then in Ireland, 32 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists, and league champion. In Iceland, 43 points, 22 rebounds, 4 assists, and the slam dunk contest winner. He also was top scorer in the league. In Ireland, he averaged 28 points, 20 rebounds. In France, 20 points, 10 rebounds, and the scoring champion. Need I say more? He ran through Europe, repping New York City as he should, becoming an international star. Now he lives in the Netherlands by ways of Amsterdam, where he is the founder of the Dynasty Basketball Experience, where it's a basketball coach, it's a basketball camps, customized training programs, and player and coaching consultation. So, without further ado, help me welcome to the show, Cardinal Hayes, St. Bonaventure great, and international basketball star, my God, Sam the Gram. Sam the Man Gram.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Yes. You have just stepped into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well, man, doing well. You know, just getting some things.
Yeah, we get the technical difficulties ironed out, and then we're good to go.
That's all right, man. We got some time, man.
Okay. You can see my face pretty good?
Yeah, I can see your face pretty good. Yes.
Scrolling up on mine, so I can't really see my. I'm just messing with you.
You can't see your face?
Yeah, I can see it.
Can you hear me?
Yes, that's the most important part. I can hear you.
There you go. There you go. There you go. So, man, I'm glad we was able to connect and get everything rolling, you know, because it's been long overdue.
Yes, sir.
You had a lot of people hit me up telling me to get you on the show, and you got a lot of supporters out there, man, that really love you as a person and enjoyed the basketball skills that you provided for them for all these years.
Oh, it's been a blessing. It's been a long journey, and I had some really good people to follow me on that journey and to keep that wind in my back, so to speak.
Yeah, that's always important to get that support, man. So I want to jump right into this, man, to ask you who introduced you to the game.
Who introduced me to the game? Oh, man, you straight off the top. Uh, one of the first guys that introduced me to the game, his name is Terrence Williams, which was actually my cousin. Yeah, he goes by the name of Keel.
Okay, salute, Terrence.
But Terrence introduced. He really was the one who introduced me to the game. I was always that tall and lanky kid with the glasses, and he was always the baller in our family. If I give you a little bit of background to it, you know, I was born in Barbados, and I lived in Barbados for 5 years, and then my family came to Harlem, and we were involved with because my mom was a preacher. We was involved with the church, Bethel Gospel Assembly on 123rd and Lenox. So it was always all of all our cousins and hanging around and all that. But yeah, Terrence, sorry, you know, to make a long story short, to give you some background on that, yeah, he introduced me to basketball. I thought I knew a little bit something about basketball, and he cut my butt every weekend. Yeah, because he had handles for days.
Right. Okay. All right. What part of the city are you from?
I'm originally from 123rd and Lenox. Before we moved up to the Bronx, like when I was like 14. But you know, all the newspapers and all the All-Star teams when I played, especially called the Hayes, they always said I was, you know, Sam Grant from the Bronx. So then, you know, I took over the whole DBX
Okay. All right.
personality. But
Can you move back just a little bit? Because I want to get your whole head. There you go. There you go.
I'm cut off.
Yeah. Let people know, fam. We got to get this in. Because look, brother,
I still got
a lot of people miss you from New York City. You've been overseas for a long time and you live there now. So I want to make sure those people in New York City who haven't seen you in a while know that you're doing very well. So
right.
yeah. So at what age did you fall in love with the game?
Oh, I fell in love with the game right away, and I have to say it like this: is like when you're like the tallest kid in your class in kindergarten. I came from Barbados, and I was like a head and shoulder over everybody in kindergarten. You know, I started school early because the mom was always with the books, so she had to work. So she's like, "You going to kindergarten?" So I started kindergarten right away, and I was already head and shoulders over everybody in kindergarten. So when I found out that like guys that play basketball, everybody was tall, I kind of magneted to basketball.
But besides Terrence, you know, and your parents, who are like the main influences in your life?
Oh man, I have such a long list because I had so many greats around me. But when I was growing up, you know, shout out to Charlie Beck, yeah. Shout out to Walter Berry, Richie Adams,
Woo!
Tony Bruin, yeah, Olden Polynice, Ernie Myers, Chris Green, Sardine, Dietrich. The list goes on and on and on and on. I just had so many how you say good founding fathers.
Right.
A lot of things that people don't know is like the era we grew up in. You didn't have 3 All-Stars on your team. You had everybody on your team that can play.
Hey,
Yeah.
tell them about it. Tell them about it, Sam.
You know, it was like, you know, it wasn't no our superstar is not going to play. It was like 1 through 15 could come in and give you 30 on any given day. And you know, I started playing basketball and I was playing for I got to tell you the story. I was playing for All Saints grammar school, And I gotta say shout out to my boy Darren Benjamin and Creighton Barry. They used to go to St. Mark's. And when I first started playing, those were my nemesis, my nemesis. Those guys used to make fun of me. Oh, you're horrible, because I used to have my rec specs on.
Right, right.
And my ears were sticking out. I grew into my ears now. My ears were sticking out, and they used to give it to me. And then, somewhere along the line, I got better. And I shook their world up later on when I went to Cardinal. But the grammar school thing, that really kind of shaped me too, because I spoke to you earlier, I think, about me also being a fresh air kid. And let me explain to the people what that is. You know, to Oswego, New York, upstate New York, every summer, and I had a fresh air family, which I consider my family to this day, and that helped shape me also with basketball. I used to play down at Oswego High School with guys by the name of Joey Babcock and Tim Marshall and T.J. Powers and a couple of other guys that were in second division in place, second division colleges, and they helped hone my skills too. So when I came back, like the first half of the summer, I was spending Oswego, and then I would come back, and then I would play against the Ballers. So everything I had to work on, my shot blocking skills and my defense, I worked on in Oswego. And then when I came back, I had to be prepared for the war that was coming towards me. So to speak.
Wow. I want to give a big shout out to my guy, Joe Plumnor, one of the biggest St. Bonaventure supporters ever. Like this guy, whoever comes on that went to St. Bonaventure, he's always showing love. So salute to you, Joe.
Salute Joe. Joe is one of the top guys from St. Bonaventure, one of the biggest fans, and I have to say one of my best friends for over 30 years.
No doubt. Big time supporter. And I want to give a shout out to my guy, Cook Snow, the producer. He's always chiming in. He's the nephew of Nutter Butter, if you heard about him, uptown legend. He said, did you battle with Charles Beck when he went to Rice?
Oh, Charlie Beck. Me and Charlie Beck used to play tag on 123rd Street before he went to Rice. Yeah, before he got nice. Charlie Beck is a monster. Yep. Shout out, salute to Charlie Beck. Love him. I'm still in contact with him every once in a while. Hey, love to see him. Shout out to Charlie Beck for roughing me up.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Salute to Charlie Beck, man. What was that first preteen game like with referees when, you started to step into, as a youngster and you get a chance to play in a real game with the referees and everything?
Yeah. Can you say that again? Because you broke up real quick.
No, I'm saying, how was that? Hold on. Make sure that I don't have, hold on for one sec. What was the first game like with referees and everything?
Oh, nervous. You talking about in New York City, or are you talking about?
Yeah, just ever. Your first game that you played with referees.
Nervous energy, because like I said, I was this big guy, and I didn't have all the control over my arms and legs. I was really clumsy. Young and you tall, you really don't. You're not athletic. But and the thing about it, I called out those names, Darren Benjamin and Creighton Barry. One of my first games was against St. Mark's when I played at All Saints, and they gave me the business, and they let me know about it.
Yeah. Those were the battles, man. Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to who is this? Sam. This is the big bro doing big things. Inspired me. Said this is David Julian.
Oh, Dave. Oh, no, Dave. That's a cousin. That's family. He's doing big things here in the city with basketball. Yeah, him and his brother and his family. That's all my Gospel Assembly family. Like I told you, I've been involved with the church and basketball forever. So it was only right that I went and played for Riverside Church.
Oh man, listen, I had my guy on yesterday. Jeff Ward, he's on the board. He's an NBA and professional agent. He's on the board of
Yeah.
trustees at Riverside. And my guy, James Majors, salute to my guy, James
Yes,
Majors,
sir.
the big bro. He wanted to say what's up.
Oh, that's my. Oh, those are my people. Yeah, I mean, we speak of Riverside Church and what they do in the city, and the Gauchos, what they did in the city during our time. What I do now with my basketball program is a direct reflection of what those programs meant to me. They gave me the opportunity to play and get away from a lot of things that weren't exactly good for us.
Right.
We grew up during a time where it was literally warfare in the city. We grew up during the crack epidemic. I had to step over a drunken man every morning just to, and crack bottles just to get to school. And
Yo, crack barrels was on the ground like gum was on the ground in New York City. So those people who know about the infamous gum being everywhere on the New York City pavement, that's how the crack barrels were when we were coming up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. And it's difficult, to tell these young kids about that time because they have no idea. They have no idea of the struggles we had to what we had to go through before we went to play basketball.
Right.
Everybody gets in their Uber now, or everybody gets taken to we had to get on the train. I was in the bus with Big Hank. I don't know if you remember Big Hank from Riverside. He used to coach Big Hank.
The coach. Yeah, for sure.
Big Hank, knock out Hank. Hank knock everybody out. And respect to Hank. He brought the toughness to me. And then Wayne Griffith, those guys, kids don't know about what we had to go through. Just walking from 145th Street all the way down to Citywide. Running down.
Man, Citywide was legendary. You got a chance to play in Citywide, and participate all over the city. That meant something.
Yeah, it definitely did. It's like my last game at Citywide, I hit a shot on the buzzer to win.
Wow.
That's my greatest memory of Citywide. And
right.
I remember I forget the scout's name at the time, but he was like, "Man, that's a good way to start your college career," And I took that energy, and then I wanted to work a little bit harder. But
we gonna get there because it seems as if time went on, your game got better and better and better and better, right? Well, most guys they peak early.
Yeah,
right.
My situation was like I wasn't as gifted as everybody else. I was one of those overachievers, so to speak. God gave me a little bit of talent, but then I worked myself into to being a basketball player. While everybody else was sleeping, I was running. I was doing my push-ups. That's when I talked about Oswego, New York. When I was up in Oswego, and people still can tell you, I was running through the city in the summertime. I was in the weight room in the afternoon. I was down. I played basketball literally from 12 o'clock until about 8 o'clock every single day when I was up in Oswego. And it's the same thing I did when I came back to New York City. When you come back to New York City, wherever there's a game, you get in. And so when I first started, it was like I caught the ball with my face. I broke glasses. My mom was like, "Look, either you're gonna learn how to catch, or we gonna have to buy you some new eyes." It was just ridiculous. I got my glasses broken every single day.
Wow.
Look, I was playing with guys. This is who we were playing with. Mike Boogie.
Woo! You ain't get those passes. Mike smacked you right in the face. You already know.
Look, AD Gaffney.
Oh, yes. Double Gaffney, yes.
One of the best point guards of all time. And it's
John Johnson, my OG. Fact.
One of the most humblest dudes ever. Yeah? Who else? Gerald Green.
The General. Yes. For sure. Listen. Ed Davida. Listen. He'll shoot your lights out from anywhere.
I mean, I didn't even get to say Bonaventure yet. I'm just still in the city. You know, it's like, but if you playing with Daryl Mack, you playing with guys like that. You
The
know,
legend, yes.
you know, you're learning from guys like that. You know, if you don't have your hands, a Big Daddy Boogie, God bless him. You know, Big Daddy Boogie.
Yeah, fam. You're running down a list of ballers who are legendary within themselves, and you know, in the city, they just did wonders on the basketball court.
That's what I'm saying. If you didn't have your hands up, your glasses were getting broken. You know, these guys were going hard to the basket, and they knew you was open, and they was throwing the ball. And if you wasn't ready, you know, you was going to get hit in the face. So I learned, you know, after my first year of high school, I had a coach, John Flame. He used to keep me after practice. He just used to throw the ball at me, and he just, I mean, really throw that ball at me so I can catch it. So later on, when Rod Strickland was throwing me some passes, I was able to catch a couple of those. But Rod was incredible.
Yo, let me tell you, fam. Yo, I want to give a shout out to my guy BG, one of the top trainers in the New York City area. Yes, salute, my brother. I want to holler at you, BG. All right, I'm gonna give you a call or hit you up on the gram. We need to talk. But anyway, I remember playing the Empire State game with Rod, and it was like a crucial point in the game up at Empire State in the championship where he passed me this ball, and brother, in my mind, I'm just saying, don't drop it. Don't drop it. And finish. Not only don't drop it, but finish. Yeah. And it happened. They wrote that up in the paper. And I remember saying, damn, kind of manifested that because in my mind, I knew he was going to pass you the ball. But I was just saying, gee, if you mess this up, they're not going to respect you.
But you know how it is with the guys from the city. If you don't catch it, they're not going to pass you.
They're not going to pass you the ball anymore.
But hey, Rod, you know, speaking of Rod, give him his props. He's one of the most phenomenal guys I've ever had the opportunity to meet as a guy and also as a player. You know,
great dude, man, great dude. Yeah. So
legends after legends after legends.
Yeah, but who was the guy in your neighborhood? Who was the guy in Harlem? That one guy that everybody wanted to be like. I know you grew up with a few guys, but who was that guy?
For me, it was just so many people. So I can't really say that one guy, but I can tell you somebody who like would inspire me a lot, and he also hung around with somebody else. Trey Bag, Tracy Young. Okay, a lot of people don't know he used to hang around with Evie. God bless her soul.
Yes, and yes.
He used to hang with Walter Berry. So I was around them all the time. And Trey Bag was that guy to like, hey Sam, because he came to see me play at Mount St. Michael's one day, and Trey Bag said, hey Big Sam, and I'm gonna say it just like he said it. You go through the middle, you got the bang-a-langer on him. And ever since he said that, every time I got the ball and I got near the rim, I tried to bang it on somebody. Because that was, you know, back then, smacking the backboard or dunking on somebody was the thing.
That was it, yeah.
So it was like, if I'm not gonna smack backboard on you, I'm gonna dunk on you. That was me after a while. But that's one of the guys that inspired me to do that. But Walter Berry was like, for me, that was my idol. You know, he was left-handed, I was right-handed, but I used to try to run like him. You know how Walt used to run smooth.
He's such the truth, man. If we can get Walter Berry up, he's on my bucket list.
Underrated.
Walter's on my bucket list for, you know, because he keeps to himself. He's a constant professional, and he helped out a lot of guys who went overseas. So I definitely want to give him his flowers.
Oh, he taught me a lot just from watching him, and then he was just so down to earth when you were around him. And then also Richie Adams. Shout out to Richie Adams.
Yeah, no one of my big bro. Yeah.
I was a young guy watching those guys in King Towers and in Rucker and all that. And you know, when they played, the whole city shut down. And it's, you know, I don't know how it is now, but when Walter Berry and Richie
Adams, not the same. It's not the same, fam.
Gary Springer, all these names that I'm bringing up, those were my idols.
Those guys were like rappers. You know how people go to the rap concerts? When we heard these guys playing, even though you wasn't playing, you need to go to the game. Shout out to my guy, Eric Jones, Harlem Wizards.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
And, and then you have, we were behind these guys.
Yeah.
So now you in my age group, you had Mel Kennedy, Gary Volsey, E. Brown, Lamont Thornton, Lamont Middleton. We just
Beats, all beats.
so so when people I'm gonna give it to you real. When people tell me anything about basketball, I always look them in the face and I tell them straight up, when you've been through the wars I've been through, then you can talk to me. Otherwise than that, throw the ball out. Keep it real.
That's real. That's real.
But one of the things I need to touch on though is the educational side. And in the beginning of the interview, I spoke about my mom and God bless her soul. She passed away like when I was going into my senior year. So
rest in peace. Yes.
Yeah, one of the things that she instilled in me was like to get a really good education. And the thing that I loved so much was basketball. So anytime I had a C, I used to get my basketball taken away from me. So that's the thing that pushed me to really, to do good in school and to have good grades. And it eventually gave me the opportunity to either go to Ivy League or just go to quote unquote a normal university or college. And
we gonna get there. We gonna touch on that. Yeah. I need to go. We need to go back to Cardinal Hayes, right?
We're gonna go back to
which is
Cardinal.
also an excellent school within itself for academics and athletics. And they're still one of the top high schools to this day.
Beast.
So salute to Cardinal Hayes.
I'm still watching. I'm so proud of the guys that are there now. And I'm thinking about the guys that came before me at Cardinal Hayes. Jessica, Alvin Lott, the Smalls, the Benjamins, is this Jamal? Is just so many, the Mashburns. It's just so many great guys that came through Cardinal Hayes, and a lot of people don't realize.
Jamal also on my bucket list. I'm just throwing this out there, Sam, because hopefully you can connect me to these guys.
Oh, please. We're
definitely.
Talk after this. Don't worry.
We definitely. So, what made you choose Cardinal Hayes out of all the other schools, the Benjamin Franklins, all the other schools, Martin Luther King that was uptown, that, drew you to Cardinal Hayes?
Okay, it was like this. Rice was around the corner.
And that's right. That's right.
It was on 124. I was like, no, I don't want to go there. Right? And then all the rest of All Hallows was like a little bit farther in the Bronx. But Cardinal Hayes, when I saw the school, I was like, that's where I need to go. Right there. That's where I fell in love with the building at first.
Not even going inside. It was like, oh, it looks nice. This is great.
This is nice. And all these seniors kept telling me about the pool on the 5th floor. It was no pool. But anyway, but the building itself was very appealing to me. And then I found out later on the history behind it and about the educational history behind it. And I think that was like the thing that was most appealing to my mom, that, they kept their promise. I came in as a boy and I left as a man. That's fact. Yeah. And
so those adjustments from being, junior high school to going to high school, what was that like for you?
Oh, it wasn't that hard because like I said, I got a little bit better in high school. But you have to imagine in my freshman class, I had Stu Barnett.
Who was on the other night? Salute to my guy Stu. Yes.
Darryl Wright, Wayne Griffin, another hot point guard. Hey, and people forget because they see him on TV a lot. D. Mitchell. Derek Mitchell.
Really?
Was one of the baddest ballers that ever came through New York. Underrated, I'm telling you. I've never seen another dude finger roll like D. Mitch.
Wow, this is news to me.
D. Mitch was a beast.
I didn't connect the two. I didn't connect the two.
You need to get him on here. D. Mitchell was a baller. Yeah, he's still a baller. I'm sure he can still get out there and cross somebody over. Yeah.
Oh, we will make that happen.
I had Wayne Griffith too, also another guy that played with me in Riverside. You know, and God bless his father. His father was also like a mentor to me. Yeah. And like,
Wow.
Darryl Wright's father was the guy, you know, he was the father that kept in my ear, like, hey Sam, you can do this. You know, after my mom passed away. He was like, you can do this, man. Do this for your mom. Make sure that you know that you keep your head on straight, do your schoolwork. I think I missed 2 days in my senior year, even though my mom died.
Wow.
Yeah, but my grades was always pretty high, so I didn't have any problems of failing out or nothing like that. But it was definitely a task. And basketball wise, to get back to the basketball side, I had great team. We won the city championship, the CHA City freshman championship that year.
Yeah, because in Catholic school is a little different than public school.
Yeah.
At Lincoln, we didn't have a JV, so it was either varsity or nothing. But Catholic school, you guys get to play freshman, JV, and then move on to varsity. So you guys won it the first year. You get on the team.
Yeah, and the funny thing about it, we won it the first year, and in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm going to JV next year because I didn't realize how fast I was developing. So I had to sit down with Darryl Wright's father, and Darryl Wright's father, Cheese, we used to call him Cheese. He said, brother, I don't know what you're thinking about. He said it just like that. I don't know what you're thinking about, but you guys are going to play varsity. Don't even think about JV. So me and Darryl was like, that's what's up, you know? And then we really started working and working together, you know, because me and Darryl, myself and Darryl, we've been friends ever since 6th grade.
Wow.
We went to All Saints together. You know, so we had like 5 guys that went to Cardinal Hayes that was actually in my grade school. And then we went to Cardinal Hayes. And then I met D. Mitch at Cardinal Hayes. And that he turned my world around because he can pass, and Dwayne and Wayne Griffith, and then Stu Barnett was just a beast. When we got him, it was like, whoa, we were running. Then we had another guy named Ray Franklin, Shamal. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know about him, but he was 6'5", he can handle the rock, point guard. Yeah, but he didn't get this. Sometimes the players get the light, and other players don't get the light. Myself and Darryl got we got the light. But I give my teammates a lot of props, and I always try to give everybody else a lot of props because I couldn't be who I am without them.
Yes.
Also, my family members. I could never have gotten this far or be able to speak with you the way I speak with you. Because when I first came from Barbados, nobody could understand the man that came from Barbados. You know, I'm telling people I'm gonna give them licks in the backside and all that. I'm telling people, and they looking at me like, what is wrong with this little boy? So it was people that tutored me and taught me, how to speak English and to speak it the right way. And that's part of the reason why I keep giving thanks to people who pushed or sort of put the wind in my back and kept me going forward. But as far as like basketball wise in Cardinal Hayes, that was look. One day I'm playing against Kenny Smith. The next day I'm playing against what's my man name? Big fella, Darryl Walker.
Oh yeah, D. Walker. Yes.
D. Walker.
All Hollows. That's right. Paul Moyer first, then he went to All Hollows. Yep.
Darryl Walker, the truth. Yeah. So I'm playing against him. The next day I'm playing against a guy named Brian Royal from the Christ the King.
Oh yes, definitely.
Footwork Deluxe. Did Mel Kennedy from Power Memorial. And did Olden Polonese and Antoine Ford and Richard Simmons from All Hallows and Tony Childs. So it's like my experience with basketball is just at the highest level possible. In my mind, in high school, and I didn't realize how good we were. And shout out to Gary Massey too from St. Raymond's. I can't forget him.
Gary Massey,
Gary Massey.
scoring machine, jump out the gym.
Villanova. Oh my Lord, get above the rim.
Yes.
You know, so I didn't realize how good we were until we went to 5-star. It was
Tell me about 5-star and your week there and all the players that was there repping for New York City and the players you had.
We went through with Gary Massey, myself, Daryl Wright, Rod Strickland, Derek Brower, Eric Brown, Joe Fennell, Gerald Green, John Morton, Kaim Long. I'm dusting off some names. I'm trying to remember. And the thing about this particular week, you know, we got out there first. All the New York boys got out there first, and we was just shooting around. And then Doug West, I don't know if you remember Doug West. He was like this.
Doug West is my friend's cousin, first cousin. Yes.
So he got out dunking. He started it off. So I was one of these guys that's like, I could wake up, and Kenny Smith could tell you this, I could wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning and just grab a ball and bounce it off the backboard and dunk it back in the days.
I heard you had freakish athletic ability, fam.
Hey, hops from hell. If you give me that one, if you let me turn that corner, I'll bang on you.
Right.
But Doug got out there and he started. And then Gary Massey looked at me like, we can't let him do that. And I'm looking at Gary like, we're not going to let him do that. So Gary gets out there and he does a rock the cradle behind it. Bang. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I just throw it off the glass and just cuff it. Bang, I bang it. And then New York is in the building. Yeah. And then, you know, those guys from Boston and Philly, they came at us before the camp even started. We roasted them. Roasted them. Rod Strickland is a genius with the basketball. A genius. John Morton, unbelievable handles, skills. We tore 5-star up. When we came back, I remember my coach Tom Murray saying, "Hey, what did you do?" And I'm thinking, "Oh man, what did I do? I did something in school."
Right.
My phone is ringing off the hook. Digger Phelps is calling me, and Lou Kind of Soccer is calling me, and the guy from Bayheim and so from Arizona and Oklahoma, and I'm like, Coach, I didn't do nothing. All I did was go there and made sure that they knew that we was from New York. And I said it to him, and he said, "Well, I think they know you from New York because they're blowing my phone up." So like I think me and Gary never spoke about this anymore, but he motivated me. Shout out to Derek Brower too. Yeah. Derek
Brower definitely gonna be on the show soon. I spoke to him. Yeah, definitely. Long Island legend, Syracuse great. Yeah.
So it's like everywhere I went after 5-star, my confidence was on such a high level that I knew that I can play against any, because they had Danny Ferry and all those guys was at camp, and Danny Manning.
Oh, Mr. Kansas himself.
Yeah. All those guys was there, and then we came through. I think Tom Parada was with me from Fordham. He went to remember Tom Parada? He also played at.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And another guy that everybody keeps forgetting about, and I have to give him his props. And everybody talk about Chris Mullin first being that white guy at Rucker. Mergen Cena.
Oh no, he said it. Mergen was on the show. He said he was the first white guy up at Rucker tearing it up. You know what I'm saying? He mentioned that on the show.
Mergen Cena gave everybody the business. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting hyped now. We talk.
Nah, this is real. And Merger Seaton is also one of the top coaches in New Jersey.
Yeah,
Fact.
Merge,
Yeah.
he said,
At the
Merge,
Bernard School.
Merge to hit me up. But
And listen, how did it feel coming back after those 5-star moments and then seeing your name in Eastern Magazine and Street and Smith? What was that like? Hold on for a sec. I think I still.
don't tell me you got one.
The cover's not there, but look, you already know. Hold on.
Picture, send that to me.
Yo, bro, hold on, because I got to get it out.
Wow. Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
This was like the Source magazine, or right. This was the Bible for basketball throughout the country.
Right. It was.
And this was with me all through high school, prep school, college. You know, because I made honorable mention as well, and it was such a honor. How did you feel seeing your name in this book?
Oh, I was surprised. Because like when you're around yourself, I don't know how else to say this, but when you're around yourself, when you see yourself.
Hold on. Time out.
Yeah.
Yo, you still have all your old Street and Smith magazines? We gotta talk. Please, we gotta talk. I don't even know if we can still order them. I'll get some back orders just from back then, just so I can have them.
Money, man. Those things are worth money, man. What you have?
Man,
yeah.
I think I have like 2 or 3. But go ahead, finish the story.
Hold on to them. Yeah. Hey, you hit me with that question again.
No.
How
what was it like seeing your name in Street Smith in Eastern Magazine?
Oh, that was like a rush. You know, like I think my teammate Elmer came on and he said, like, when you see your name in print, it's a little bit different than when somebody said, yeah, oh, I saw Big Sam.
That's...
When you see your name in the paper, in the Daily News, in the Post, and then in the magazines, it's like, okay. And then you want to just drop the magazine like I used to do at Cardinal. I used to come to school and I wait until all my boys is at the table and I just used to just drop it on the table, and just walk away. And then I come back, they was like, oh, you in the magazine. I was like, oh, really? Am I? No, but it was like it was adulation and just happiness that that somebody recognized you, that the basketball world recognized you.
Yo, I cried because I didn't know I was in there. So I'm going down the names. Every year I just go down the names to see who from New York made it.
Man.
And I saw my name. I was like, hold on, this can't be. Hold on.
Because they were ranking people, man. They were
yes.
These all-star camps, they were ranking you. And they were putting you up against everybody. I remember one of my things they said he's like Walter Berry without a long distance shot. And I was like, I can shoot the jump shot. I never had to shoot it because I played center.
Right.
And I remember Coach Murray said I should have let you play small forward because you had a good shot. But we had Darryl Wright. Darryl Wright was 6'6" that was shooting from the outside. I just had to get the rebounds, block the shot. I knew my role. I always was like the role player. I knew my role. In high school, I scored for the team, but in college, I had a different role. When I went to college, if we switch over to St. Bonaventure University, that holy place, I have to say that it's one of the best places I've. Let me tell you the story about St. Bonaventure. How I got to St. Bonaventure.
We gonna get there. Hold on, we gonna get there because I don't want to move too fast. I need to make an announcement real quick. I want to shout out my guy who showed me this shirt yesterday at the BRC, Brownsville Recreation Center. If you go there, you can cop one of these shirts. And, we're still in Black History Month, so definitely want to give a shout out to him for selling me this product. And I was there at BRC yesterday. Great games. got to see Seth Marshall and Half Man Half Amazing play against Norman Juju Marbury and Ephraim Whitehead in the championship, 50 and over. These guys are still doing it.
You need to put me in contact
They're
with those
still
dudes.
doing it.
We need to
Yeah.
get them to come down. Yeah.
For sure, for sure. I need everyone also who haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. You know, we've been doing this for like a year now on YouTube and 2 years on IG, so I appreciate the love. Check out 3 amazing high school games, all right? You have Wagner versus Curtis. Wagner became the Staten Island champion. And then you had Graphic Campus versus Wills. Graphic Campus upset Wills. And then you had the upset of the year with Eagle Academy Brooklyn upset South Shore. So please go to the channel, subscribe. I appreciate the love. Thank you. All right. So we want to get to this point, right? Because, you know, we talked about high school and the development there.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you get to this point, right, in your life where you get the generic
What's that? That letter of intent?
college letters, right?
Sure.
And then you get these, right?
Sure.
The written, right? And, you know, we from the school when we like, yo, if they really love you, they'll take time to write to you instead of giving you the generic. We didn't have the text messages. We got some calls, but they only could call our coaches, and they couldn't really call our houses as much because it was illegal. Now they could call and text you all day.
Back then it was like, hey, boxes. I had boxes, no lie. I had boxes and boxes of letters from every university and college in the United States. You know, and the universities that really were after me were the Ivy League schools because I had good grades coming out of Catholic school. But
you had your choice. You had your choice wherever you wanted to go.
Yeah, I mean, I saw St. Bonaventure. It's crazy how I chose St. Bonaventure. It's like everybody was beating on the door, you know, and like I told you, I was up at Oswego. Oswego's like 45 minutes away from Syracuse, so I was getting the pressure of hey, go to Syracuse, you know, go to, you know, or we can come and see you, and I don't know, whatever it was in me, I just didn't want to go orange. Just put it that way. Yeah. So I saw St. John's and Walt was there. And I was like, oh, Walt is there. Chris Mullen is there. Willie Glass is there. I was like, oh, that's a nice crew. And I don't know. Then you know how you have to level it down to 5 schools?
Yeah. What was your 5? What was your 5?
Was it Rhode Island, Arizona, Cedar Hall? Was it St. John's and Villanova?
All dope schools, yeah.
And Notre Dame was a close one too. Because
yeah, you would have been out there with my guy Rivers, Dave Rivers.
Yeah, it's funny because we ran into each other overseas. Yeah, but listen, we also played against each other because he played for CBA. I think.
Okay, got you.
But yeah, you know, like I came down to those schools. Rhode Island was like one of my visits, and I had Carlton Silk Poets.
That's my OG right there.
Never. I had such a great time at that school. I have to give it to him. He was one of the best hosts, and he sold that school top. If I had just to pick a school on somebody who showed me a really great time at a college, then I would have went with my boy Silk. Yeah,
that's dope.
I went to St. Bonaventure. I saw the campus, and it was over. It was another thing like with Cardinal. When I saw the school, I was like, that's the school. And it was the same thing with St. Bonaventure. And I remember like talking to Coach O'Brien, and I remember the one thing that he said that was different than everybody else in the whole country. He said,
We talking about Coach Jim O'Brien.
Jim O'Brien.
Yes.
Jim O'Brien that went to Boston College. And I remember
Yeah,
Coach
yeah.
O'Brien, and I love him to this day. I love him to this day for this. Everybody else was telling me about playing time and you know and what they can do and what the school offers. And Jim O'Brien, he's this dude from Brooklyn, you know. So he walked in. I remember him walking into to Carter Hayes. It was like, "How you doing, Sam?" And I was like, "I'm doing good, Coach O'Brien." And he was real smooth with it, you know. And I was like, "Yeah, who's this white dude, man? He's so cool, you know." And I remember he just said, "Look, I'm just gonna tell you straight up. I'm not promising you no playing time." So the only promise that I'm going to give you is I promise that you're going to graduate on time. And to me, because my mom had passed away, that stuck in my brain, like, get your education. So it was basically, he sounded like my mom, like, you got to get your degree, you know? And that day, I remember telling Coach when I went on a visit, I said, I'm going to come to this school. And he's like, you're going to come? Like, he was like surprised. I was like, yeah, I'm going to come to this school. And he's like, why? And I said, because you told me I'm going to get my degree. And he was like, but we have a good team too. I said, Coach, you know, one of the things that my mom really instilled in me to get was to make sure I got my degree. So the basketball, that's going to work itself out, you know. So yeah, that was my inspiration. But I told him all I asked of him is he let me go and visit the other schools. And then after Rhode Island, then I cut it. I said, I'm going to say Bonaventure.
Because everybody going to sell you in the school, right? And the basketball, but not too many people really going to talk about the educational part of what you're going to receive.
Right. And he told me straight up, you will get your degree in 4 years. And he had a straight
That's
face.
dope. That's dope, man.
We're breaking up?
No, we still here. I hear you.
Right? Okay.
Yep, I hear you. Yep.
That was important for me. And that was the change maker, why I went to St. Bonaventure, you know. And I ended up playing against top players every game, and most of the guys I knew from New York.
Yeah, I wasn't playing with Elmer Anderson.
Right.
You hear me?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you now. I'm back. You still breaking
I
up?
can hear you now.
Are we good? Okay.
All right, how was it playing with Elmer Anderson?
I don't know. The Wi-Fi is breaking up. I don't know. Oh, how was it playing with Elmer? Wow. That's all I can say to you. Everybody, you know, because I love Pearl. Everybody loved Pearl. Pearl was special.
Pearl was very special. Pearl was a god within himself, man. He was a basketball god, icon. But Elmer was special, definitely.
Hey, sorry about that. Just had to.
That's all right. That's all right.
We're just breaking up. Pearl was something special, and you know, I enjoyed watching him play and competing against him also. You know, and I consider him a good friend. You know, God bless his soul. Playing with Elmer Anderson. Wow. That's all I can tell you. I got a story for you. My freshman year, Elmer and those guys came later. We got there early, so we used to play pickups and everything like that. So we had a couple of young kids that were also like in their freshman year guards. and they were handling some of the guards that were there at my school. You know, so they got this little chip on their shoulder. You know, like, oh, I'm gonna take this job, right? So I never really officially met Elmer. We knew each other from New York. We you know, between the Gauchos and Riverside, and we were always cordial. You know, hey man, how you doing? Because back in the days it was like Riverside against Gaucho, so it was like when you had that yellow bag, it meant something.
Right, right.
A jacket, it meant something. So we was like our own basketball little gang, so to speak. You know. But anyway, so yeah, these freshman kids, we're in there freshmen, and they was giving the older guys some the business. And then Elmer comes on campus, and Elmer comes in, and Elmer's kind of husky. He built kind of husky, and he takes his time when he walks.
Yeah.
And he puts his shoes on slow, everything like that. So I'm looking over at him. I'm like, okay, that's Elmer. Comes over. He said, "What's up, Big Sam?" I said, "What's up, Elmer?" He said, "I'm getting ready to go." And I said, "Where you going?" He said, "To the ass." No lie. Elmer has these gears in his crossover that you saw them in Pearl, and you know that he played with Pearl, and you know that he learned it from Pearl. Elmer he had this thing where he come down going 125 miles an hour and just stop on a dime and pull up and hit a bang. And
that jump shot was deadly.
Yeah, he can shoot, he can penetrate, he can pass, yeah, and he can D you up.
Yes.
So it was a pleasure for me to play with him. They had Elmer. My job wasn't to score. I had another kid another kid, a grown man, Barry Munger. He was a senior. He welcomed me to college basketball with a forearm in my chest and dunked on me. And I was like, that big white boy he just dunked on me. Yeah, he said, "That's right, Frank.
Welcome to college, young man.
Stop reading your articles." I was like, wow, okay. So that's motivation for me then. So then I learned how to play tough with guys like Barry Munger. Tom Boney was another guy. He was a workman. Yeah, classy guy. He's like the workman of the team. And those were the guys I learned the work ethic from. Yeah. So I also had another guy. I got to give him a shout out, Rocky Llewellyn from Canada, best kept secret, left hand, 6'6", gave Sean Elliott the business. Yeah, the guy can play. He was a flat out player. So speaking about Elmer, it was like you had Elmer in practice, and then you had Elmer during the game. And when you saw Elmer during the game, you almost swore that the guy was on skates. Yeah, because the way he was moving and sliding through zones and sliding through presses, it was amazing. And then he would just stop, and then he would let me feel the lane, and then he would just dish it to me. And then it was just so murderous on that rim. Loved it. I just loved it. And the thing about Elmer, myself and Elmer got really close. And Darren Quinlan, another guy from another best friend of mine from St. Bonaventure. All the guys from New York, we got really close. Because we were there during the breaks. We didn't have time to come home to our family.
Yeah, we didn't come home that much. You're right. That's right.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So during the summer, we did our summer schools. We during the Christmas break and Thanksgiving breaks. I went back to Oswego sometimes, but sometimes I didn't have no place to go because it was just me and my mom.
Right.
I would just go to Coach House or stay in the dorms. And most of the time it was myself and Elmer and Darren Quinlan, the guys from New York. And we roughed it out together. But Elmer, he was just phenomenal. His handle, you might as well just put handles on the basketball. It was like he had, like, he was just like, yeah.
That's
But,
real.
but also a good guy and a severe competitor. Yeah, Elmer, he didn't want to lose that pool. He just like, he hates to lose. No matter
Yo,
what.
Silk said, what's up?
Still, hit me
He
up,
just
please.
text me. He just text me.
Got some players for you.
Definitely, I'll let him know. I'll definitely let him know that.
Yeah.
So I also had the first St. Bonaventure player I had on the show was Glenn Hagan.
Mm.
He goes way back.
Buckets.
Yes, yes. He was telling me the numbers he was getting. I couldn't believe it. I was like, serious?
I'll tell you a story about Glenn Hagan. He came back for alumni weekend after my first year at St. Bonaventure, and he played against our team, and I was embarrassed. He is a true bucket getter. He
Yes,
really played the game. And so salute to him. You know, guys like
definitely.
Eric Hicks and all the guys. You know, in
And I forgot about Eric Hicks. That's right. Eric Hicks, who played along with him, Glenn Hagan. He the one who put me on to Glenn, and we've been cool ever since. Look, Eric Hicks, big supporter of the show.
There you go. Class act all the way. You're doing a great job coaching over there.
Yeah, yeah. So, how tough was the Atlantic 10 back then, man?
Oh, it was tough. You had Rhode Island was ranked, Temple was ranked, West Virginia was ranked, Chris Brooks, God bless, it was
Definitely. Rest in peace to my guy, Chris Brooks. Yeah.
endless guys from New York. The Atlantic 10 was rough. And I think the best year we had was my freshman year. But the Atlantic 10 got a lot of props after they started bringing in more guys from New York. I just put it that way.
Yeah, I never forget that game where Silk killed Duke in the Sweet 16, and they just came up short. You know, I knew the ref wasn't going to let them win, but Silk gave them boys 27. Him and Tom Garrett, they went to work on those guys.
And Tom played, actually, he played over in Leverkusen in Germany.
Wow.
While I was over there. So it was like the Green-Eyed Bandit. Yeah.
Right.
No, but you know, it's just like the competition was just so on such a high level. It's like every night that you played. I mean, it's pretty, you know, similar now. You have, you know, very talented, more athletic players at the moment, but the physicality that we had to go through, the mental part of the game was so much more than it is now.
Yes.
I mean, I earned Defensive Player of the Year. You know, it was 3 out of the 4 years I was there. It was 3 out of the 4 years. Because the rest of the guys on my team, they had their job. You know, we had guys that could score. You had Elmer, and you had Rocky, you had Barry Munger, you had Doug Turner, and the other guys that played with me. And my job was to make sure that nobody came through the middle. And nobody, if anybody got beat, that I was there for my teammate. And I took it kind of personal, because my scholarship for me was a little bit different than everybody else's somehow. Because I was playing for my whole family. I was playing for my mom. And if I complete my degree, that was going to be in her honor. So every time I stepped on the floor and I put that brown and white on, you know, that was our colors. It was literally a badge of honor. And it's like, your 5 is against our 5, you guys are going to have a hard night. So when I was playing against, you know, Tim Perry from Temple and Oswald and all them, yeah, ask Tim Perry who was blocking his shot when he was averaging 15. Yeah, I held him to 6. Yeah,
wow.
He's a good player. He's a super talented player. Love competing against him. Ramon Rivas, also from Puerto Rico, was on the Puerto Rican national team. We went at it, physical, you know. Then you have your guys like Derek Brower and Derek Coleman and all of up in Syracuse. We played against some good people. You know,
One of the pictures you sent me is you going against DC.
yeah, that was also special because DC is like, I have to say it was an honor to play against him. But to have somebody that is 6'10", 6'11", that can handle the ball like him.
He was the first. He was the first dude
Him,
like that tall with that much handle up and pass.
and Billy Owens.
Oh,
Yeah.
Billy, true, yes.
But let me tell you a story about Derek. We're playing against Derek. I'm playing against Derek in the dome. And Sherman Douglas was the point guard.
Yep.
Derek, so I'm defensive player of the year, right? And I'm literally sitting in Derek Coleman's shorts with him. And he's just waving everybody off with his right hand. He's waving them off, and he's bringing the ball up like I'm not even there. That's how good his hand. And I played against some really good ball handlers, and that guy was 6'10", 6'11", handling the ball like it was nothing. And Billy Owens was the same.
Wow.
Billy Owens is also like that. So I gotta give props, to the people that we played against.
Now that's real, man. Shout out to Xavier Barros. When the game I was talking about earlier, Wagner versus Curtis, he's the point guard for Wagner. I think they're 24-1, 25-1, one of the best records in the city.
Y'all ready?